to always open Revit. So, and start exactly like we did. Is Revit. Okay, so go click on Revit 2013, or double click on Revit 2013. So open Revit 2015 in your case. Take a few seconds to load. The way I did Revit for you guys, I'll show you. When we do a project, there is architectural model, and there's our that we use to build the electrical system on it. And you're going to see in a second here when what I'm talking about. Okay, do me a favor. When you do, you guys have the message that says what's the period for your license? Everybody has enough? You did not? Okay. If you did not, let's borrow a license. How many of you guys did not have a message like this? 1, 2, 3. You didn't get a message? Okay. 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 Do me a favor. If you did not get a message, do you guys see a window similar? Close that thing. Do you see a window similar to this? You don't have to have all this. Just, okay? Everybody see the window? The ones who did not have a license, click right here. Right next to the question mark here. The ones who don't have a license. And then go to Autodesk Revit 2015 new case. Click on that. Do you guys see the window? Okay. One more time. Yep. And go to About Autodesk 2013. Yep. Do you guys see this window? Okay. Product license information. Way at the bottom. Click on that. Product license information. Okay. Now, do you guys see this window? You should see borrow license here, right? Okay. Let me return my license and borrow it again. I'm going to return my license. Yes. I'm going to, so I can do the stuff that you're doing. Oh, come on. Okay. All right. You guys see borrow license, right? Click on borrow license and go all the way to, I think, September 16. They allow you to September 16. You know how to go there? 18. And click on that as far as you can get. And you click on that date. Do you? Okay, wherever you, as far as you can get. And then click borrow license, and you should be able to borrow it. Were you guys able to do that? Yep. John? Okay, now good. What's a license? A license, my friend, allow you to use Revit outside Dunwoody. If you are done with it, you don't need a license. Am I making sense? Because through the network, you're licensed here. You go to your home, you don't have Dunwoody network, you need a license. Okay? All right, when you open Revit, guys, this is the most important window you're going to be in. All your files, like look at mine. Mine has all these folders I created for you here. At the top, you see the project. At the bottom, you see the families. Everybody can see that? Projects, families. So if you want to edit, remember what the family is. What is a family? A block, a symbol. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this. You just hold your horses right here for a second. I'm just going to minimize my, minimize my folder right here. And you guys stay where you are. I'm just going to, and I'm going to go to show you where your projects are. I'm going to go in the network, and I'm going to go to my team. You guys can do that. Why don't you go to your team folder, please? Go to your team folder, whatever your team folder. You know how to do a team folder. Go to commercial project. Everybody's there? Team folder, commercial project, commercial semester. Through the shortcut that we gave you on your, oh, you didn't have a shortcut? Okay.
I pasted the folders, but I don't have a shortcut to get to.
Let me see what you have. Do you have the email that we used to gave you the folders from?
be them and just do their
Just
thing.
like you could do shutdown, shafts,
Yeah, it's easier to have a shortcut. Anybody does not have a shortcut,
30.
that shortcut is so important, guys. Yeah, that's big here. Yeah. Because you don't have to monkey around with
Let's
time.
do this.
I did that earlier. Yeah,
Like
actually,
an icon, I can make it look exactly like Mozilla, but let's say you
Right,
want
click on
to
this.
send to or something.
I can put some big shortcut.
No, I just
Yes.
remember.
Yeah, just you can do it here. Exit out of this.
Then when you click it,
Go
comes up,
minimize.
you got a comment.
Now you have
So
shortcut right here.
start counting down from
Click
30.
on it.
And stuff because I put the
Nice.
key 30 at the time.
Once
and
I thought I was done.
Okay,
And,
go to your team folder. You guys have him?
then-
Gentlemen, gentlemen, what is it? The team folder? Yep. Okay, when you guys go there, go to please to make sure you go to semester 3-2 fall commercial, right? And double click on that one. You're going to see all these folders that we talked to you about. You're going to go to design drawing. When you go to the design drawing, guys, here's what you're going to see. You're going to see 3 folders. One of them called architectural, arc. One is called AutoCAD. One is called electrical. Okay. The way we do Revit, and I don't want you to open anything. Just let's go. When we do a Revit, the architects will build the model in 3D. When we say a model, we mean a building, walls and ceilings and floors and roof and doors and knobs and everything will be in that model that's built by Mr. Architect. Mr. Architects give us access to their model. We typically do not work in the model itself. We link to it. Link is like XREF. In CAD, we call it XREF. In Revit, we call it link. So I'm going to show you where the architectural model is. Click on ARC. When you go to ARC, guys, do you see that little, don't open that folder. It says ARC-commercial-A Central, ACEN 2014. This is the building that we have, the commercial building, the central file for the architectural commercial building. You do not work in there. You can open it and look at it. Typically, you don't have access to it even. It will be locked and you link to it. So be aware, when would you need to get in this? Say if you want to move, you don't like where the window is. You want to move this window from there to here. The only place you can do it is you're going to go to the central file architectural. You're not supposed to do that. Mind it. That's none of your business to move a window. You don't like the height of the ceiling, you're going to lower the ceiling. That's the only time you use it. Okay, so go back one step and let's go to the ELEC. ELEC, the electrical. Now this is your electrical commercial central file that I created for you. I already created a central file for all of you guys. Each one will have its own central file. So what's the central file? So what the central file is, well, basically what I do, guys, I create a file. Here's your ELEC, and then here's your ARC. And when you link it, you will see later on when we say link, I grab this copy of this and put it right in here. Now you can see the architectural inside your electrical file. That's called linking, or extrafing in CAD. In CAD, they call it extrafing. In Revit, they call it linking. So what does that mean? It means you have an identical picture of everything the architects can do. The only thing when you're working right here doing your receptacles, you see exactly what the architecture project, except you can't move a wall, delete the ceiling, move the building, you can do that. While if you're working, so most of your work is going to be right, all your work is going to be right in here. You have the building, you can look at everything, you can see the height, everything. The only thing you can do is you cannot modify the building. You're not supposed to modify the building. That's why we link them. That's one advantage. The second advantage, guys, say Mr. Architect decided to change his mind and put the door instead of here, move the door 5 feet to the left. Next time you open your project, you will see that the door has been moved 5 feet to the left. So it allows the architectural guys to come here, the architectural guys come here, work on their project, and continue to feed you with the latest and the greatest. Every time you go synchronize, they call it synchronize, meaning go pull the latest and the greatest version of the architectural stuff. That's the same thing link too. When you do linking, the same thing linking will get you the latest and the greatest. So do we work in this architectural file as electrical? No. We link to it, or we, if we're in CAD, we extract to it. Same concept. Basically, we take a picture of it. Everybody understand that concept? This is probably the single most important concept here. So your file, everything you will be working in, always see ELEC commercial, E for electrical, C, SIM is for central. This is your central file. Now, what is a central file? You're going to hear central file. Central file, my friend, it will allow you, right now you're only set to, you only can work on your file. A central file, guys, allow you to, here's Chad here, and here's John. Now, which team are you, John? 9? Let's spell it right. J-O-H-N. What is spelled? Oh, man. It was right in French. John. Okay, here's John here, Chad. Team, what's the team? Team number 9. You and I are authorized to work on this project simultaneously. And if I give, when I was doing the authorization for folders, if I give you authorization, you can do the same thing, work simultaneously on the same project. Simultaneously. So we can work, so if I open the file and start working on power, and you go and open the file and start working power, it will tell you, hey, hold it, Chad is working power, go work with something else. Lighting. So say you're starting lighting, and I'm doing power, you finish your work, when you're done, there's a function that's called synchronize. Synchronize means everything that I've done, suck it all the way to the central file so Chad can see it. And the same thing, when I'm done, I say synchronize, everything I've finished right now, push it to the central file so John can see it. Right now, the only people who are set to work and see the project on yours, guys, is you and I and each team. But I could make all of you guys work on the same project. Okay, so if you're working in an engineering firm, it's multiple people are working on the same project simultaneously, working and synchronizing it. If you want to know your work, and you want to know if Brandon have done anything on the low voltage, instead of either you do synchronize or called reload latest. There's another function that says reload latest. To hit the button, mean go to the central file, give me the latest that happened in that central file and put it right in front of me. So please remember, reload latest, synchronize, meaning when multiple people are working, either load, push the information here or pull the information back to me so I can see what's going on. Yes, sir.
If there's 2 guys working in there, and say he puts a light in, and I reload it without him saving or syncing, shows it?
No, you have to synchronize.
So he has to.
Yes, absolutely. That's why if you're working on a project, when you're done, always synchronize. Or, you know, if you think you're done or you want other people to see what you're doing, keep synchronizing.
A lot of times it pops up during and it'll say you want it.
You will see if it's synchronized. Yep.
It pops up that says reload on the bottom. CAD. Like if someone's working at preference.
It will reload latest.
Say reload.
That happens when either you have to push the button reload latest or synchronize. But it will keep giving you a message says save. When you save, it synchronizes. So, but he has to push though his stuff up for you to see it, and vice versa.
At the moment he does sync his stuff, a thing will pop up on Revit.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have to reload though. Yeah. When he pushes his stuff on Revit, you have to either sync or reload latest to see his stuff. Okay. Any question, guys, about how these are set together? The architectural file makes sense, John? Other than spelling your name wrong. Okay, so these are now. What's the architects? The electrical. Let me erase these. The architectural stuff. Let me erase this. Don't you guys get excited about that's more important thing?
So you can speak French fluently?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to justify my bad of spelling here. Okay. These are the folders that support CAD folders for the project. We're going to be using some of them, but this is FYI only, guys. We're not going to be working on them. I give it to you, some of the stuff in CAD folder. We will be using some mechanical schedule here, relay schedule. We'll be using this one. So these are the two that I remember that we will be using out of this folder. How to do some scheduling. Other than that, these are just given FYI for you. Okay, so having said that, gentlemen, let us go. So you know where your folder is. So here's my question for you. Would you ever open an architectural folder and work in it? No. No. That's mistake number one. People accidentally open it. So let's go and open the central part. Hold your horses here. Okay, so now everybody knows what we have here, right? We have architectural, we shall not touch. We have AutoCAD files, just FYI only. And you can see we have elevation, mechanical, and what's not. And we have electrical, and that's what we're going to do. What's this? This is a backup, guys. Like CAD, every time you save a CAD, it saves two copies. One you are working on, the other one is backup. Just in case you screw up, you can go pull this information from a backup copy. Okay? The actual workplace is going to have the right in here. Okay. Minimize this. I'm going to go back to my CAD Revit, which you guys are in. Everybody's there? Okay. I'm going to go open. You hit the open, always. When you hit open, guys, it will tell you which central file do you want to open. Okay. Now, I want to go desktop, click on desktop, and go to your shortcut. Do you guys have the shortcut that takes you to the folders, right? Always you go in this. Can I, Tony, my friend, can I emphasize that every time you open the Revit file, always walk in this sequence. So the first thing you need to do is open file, go to the central file. So click on, this is a desktop, go to the shortcut. When you go to the shortcut, guys, does it bring you to this place? Your shortcut, right? Okay. Now, everybody knows where your team are, right? So you're going to go to your team. My team is 11. Go to your team. Yeah.
The shortcut has only spring. I don't have a fall. Oh, right on the desktop. It's only spring.
No, here you go. No, that's fine.
It's fine. See,
Yeah,
it's spring up there.
Yeah, that's 2014 fall to 2015 spring.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that's okay. So go to this.
Okay, gentlemen. Okay, do me a favor. Go to the file. Go to your file, please. And go to this design drawing. Are you guys there? Did you go to the file, design drawing? Here's your path. Your team folder, everybody can see the path. Moving forward, guys, you need to be able to get into that path. And now can somebody tell me which CAD Revit we're going to be opening?
Architect.
You know why I'm saying this? Because you know how many times, yes, I've said that, and at the end, people are working the architecture project and they couldn't save and they screwed up things. I mean, so always go to where? ELEC. See that one? ELEC, right? Now, before you open anything, I know you opened it, but you shouldn't. Before you open, click, don't double click, just click on that one. And just click. Do you see the picture first? Do you see create a new local file?
No.
It's not.
Mine's blanked out.
Okay. Do you see detach from central?
Yeah.
Is it clicked?
No.
Okay. You don't. This is what tells you that this is central file. Is this create a new local?
I don't have it. It's like
It's fake because you guys don't have. You haven't opened it yet. I opened it a couple of times. Okay. So, but the most important thing, this detached from central, that's unclick it, because this means if you want to detach the copy for yourself from central, that's how you click on that one and create a standalone copy that has nothing to do with the central file. So, okay, when you open it, make sure this is not clicked, which is never clicked. Create a new folder if you have option now, and open. Hit open. And gentlemen, it will go through the cycle. For you, Every time, yeah, every time you open a central file, it will create a local file in your machine. It will always ask you, do you want to override the existing file with the same name in your machine? Because remember, this is in a network. Most of the time we say yes, either you override it or append it. For this project, guys, I want to say yes, override it, because it's your own file. Override, so it's opening that folder. So it'll take a few seconds. Were you able to open yours? It's upgrading. It's upgrading it from 2013 into 2015 for you guys. You never go, well, yeah. In CAD, they allow you to save an older version. But Revit, I don't think they allow you. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That was in CAD where you can save them. In Revit, you're done. Okay, gentlemen, do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Okay, this is your central electrical file. They're going to be working on Revit. I already linked the building to you. I'll show you how the building is linked. Ooh.
Yeah, I got a bunch of weird errors.
Okay.
Oh, should I just try to open right up in a minute?
Just hit ignore and continue opening.
Yeah.
That's what showed in your preview too when you clicked it once.
Yeah.
Which team are you?
Two.
Yeah, that's what mine looks like.
It's not saved.
How is the rest of you guys?
I just preview it, showed up my nose. This is how my preview was.
Still loading.
Still loading. Let's see a few seconds. Were you open? Yours open? Open. Okay. Let me see if maybe it's.
So me too. It's just stopped.
Come on, bud.
Get all at 99% in streets.
This is 100.
Okay. Are you guys all here? Right? Okay. So this is in Revit. Do you guys remember what we talked about, the paper space and the model space? Right? Everybody understand the paper space, model space? In Revit, there are very important views that you have to have open at all times. This view is where you're going to be. This is the model space. That's where you're going to be working. So for example, when you zoom into this mechanical room right in here, and I start laying out my receptacle, zoom right there, and you start working right here. This is your model space. Everybody understand that? Okay. The second window that you need to pay attention to is that window, guys. Can you see it? It's called property. Do you have the property? So every time you drop something, you can click on that thing, and it will get you the property of that object. The property, very, very important. And the one right underneath it, maybe yours, guys, is in a different order here. Is yours in this order? You can reorder them. The top is the commercial project layout here, where it shows, do you guys see that? Right here at the top. Now, let me walk you, I'm going to minimize this and walk you through this. If you guys minimize it, this is the most important thing. So one more time. You draw in this area here. This will give you which view are you going to be looking at. And this is the property of the objects that you're going to be dealing with. The property of the objects. So let me walk you through how Revit does things. Think about it. You're bringing a building in 3D. This building right now is in 3D, but the views is, then you're going to ask Revit, which view do you want to look from 3D? Do you want to look at the floor? Do you want to look at the ceiling? Do you want to look at the 3D? Am I making sense? What you're looking at is a 3D model. When you put the 3D model into your project, then based on the views is, do you want to look at the ceiling, the floor, the 3D, the side view? Okay. So now, very important, electrical. Do you guys all see the electrical? Okay. This is where you're going to find all your electrical stuff, views. If you're a mechanical engineer, you'll have another one that says mechanical there. And you're going to see, we're going to load something that's called mechanical. That's so important right now. Everybody can see that? Right? And I'm going to focus on that one. Do you see families? the family, that's where you're going to find all the families that have been loaded into the project. The families that have been loaded into the project. If the family is not here, this means it has not been loaded. So before you start working, you're going to go check, is the family they're looking for there? Here's the family. So I'm going to go drill, since we were talking about families, drill in the family right here. Drill down. Can you guys see where it says annotation, cable tray, cable ceiling, fan, conduit? If you drill down, it says electrical equipment. Does that remind you guys of the folders that I was showing you? Drill in the electrical equipment. I don't know what you see under yours. Do you guys see anything?
Yep.
Do you see some of the stuff? Do you see a dry type transformer Ethernet? You might not, because you might not loading it. So here's all the electrical equipment that have been already loaded into this project for you. Now, Jay, my friend, if you're looking for electrical equipment and it's not there, then you're gonna go load family and go to the folders that I showed you guys and pick it up from there and put it in your project. We'll show you how to do that in a second. All right, so just be aware that all the families that's loaded in this project are going to be right under families. Okay, now I want to take you guys to sheets. Do you see where it says sheets here? Click on sheets. Do you see sheets all? Do you see any sheets there? No sheets. Gentlemen, this is your paper space. When you click on sheets, this one here, when you're in sheets, this is your paper space. Remember, like in CAD, your paper space? So every time you want to print, did you guys hear me? Every time you want to print, where do you print from? Sheets. That's paper space. All right. And when you're in electrical, this is your what? Model space. So if you want to work on something, power, lighting, low voltage, where do you go? To electrical. Okay, if you want to look at symbols, or if you want to grab symbols, all your symbols are going to be where? Families. Am I clear about this from the get-go? Okay, so these are the single most important parts, guys. Symbols. The third one, thanks God for the colors. Do you see schedules and quantities? What the heck is that? You have a panel schedule. You created the panel schedule, and you want to see where's the panel schedule. Where would you go? Schedules. So if you later on when we start, go run the panel schedule. You guys know what a panel schedule is. These circuit breakers, 20 amp each, you need to identify the circuits, the branch circuits that being controlled or powered and protected by these branch circuits by a schedule that's called panel schedule, required by code. You put it inside the panel. In Revit, the nice thing in CAD, you have to write everything by hand. In Revit, you circuit and you hit a button, and it will generate the panel schedule for you. But where does it drop the panel schedule? Under schedules, right here. So these are panel schedules and others. If you want a mechanical schedule, guys, it also does mechanical schedules for you. Before I leave these views, can I have thumbs up, Chad? We understand how Revit is laid out in that area. Very, very important. Okay, I'm going to come to this property. This property. Why can't the, okay, there you go. This property. If I have a receptacle in this room, right? I'm going to put the receptacle. And I need to know what's the height in remember, when you put the receptacle in Revit, unlike CAD, in CAD, it's 2Ds. In Revit, it's 3Ds. When you put the receptacle in CAD, in Revit, CAD 2Ds, the CAD that we use, Revit 3Ds. And you need to know what's the height of this receptacle. The first thing you do is pick it up. You know what picking it up? Click on it. You click on it. When you click on it, it takes you guys into the property, right here. And right in the property, it will tell you if it's GFCI, It will tell you what's the height of the receptacle. It will tell you, if you populate this one, will tell you what the price of the receptacle, all the information that you need about this receptacle. Can I have thumbs up, Chad, that the properties, and the properties, and by the way, Revit can do electrical, mechanical, all the disciplines. For example, do you see that doorknob here? If I'm doing mechanical, architectural, and if I click on the doorknob, right, it will tell you the property of that doorknob. So Revit doesn't care what you put into it. The wall, if you click on the wall, it will tell you what the property of the wall. Is it sheetrock wall? Is it? These properties, we typically don't deal with them because they're architectural, right? What we deal with is electrical component. One more time, here is an air handling unit, right in here, air handling unit -1. If I click on it, right in here, what does it show me? The horsepower, the height, the 3D dimension of it, the manufacturer, all the information that related to this family that's called air handling unit. Any comments, any questions, guys, about the layout of Revit before, from the get-go? Cool? That makes sense? Okay. Now, while we're here, and I'm going to do all this, I will take you all the way up to the top here. So, when I'm going to go to collaborate. Do I collaborate? Do you see collaborate here?
Yeah.
Collaborate. If John, how do you spell your name? I swear this. Sometimes don't they spell it J-H-O-N? I see it.
J-O-H-N or just J-O-N?
Oh, okay. J-O-H-N. And Chad are working on the same project, right? And we need to collaborate, synchronize. Every time you need to synchronize up the info or download the info, reload latest. Synchronize, reload latest. You go to collaborate. That's how you collaborate with others on the same project. In your case, guys, you're only working on the same project. I can go there and look at your stuff. I can change things if I need to. So that's very, very important location. Collaborate. Okay. Systems. Do you guys see where it says systems here? Systems. Systems is us. E-L-E-C and mechanical. If you want to put any system, do you see there's do you see architectural here? Is that you? If you want to put a door, did I give you a headache?
No.
Because when you see under architectural, you see a wall, a door, a window. Is that us? You can, by the way, you can go grab a door and a window and throw it in there, right? So, right, and next, structural. What do you guys, if you click on the tab structural, you guys feel free to click on it. Click on structural.
It says no doors, families.
Yeah, they haven't been loaded. Yes, you have to load the families. If you click, you try to grab a door, and if there's no load family, the families have not been loaded, you have to go load them. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so 99% of the time, Joe, 99% of the time, where are you going to be? 99.99% of the time, we're going to be under systems. Why? Because we're disciplined, we're electrical. So that's probably the most important thing. So we go to systems and collaborate. We work, collaborate, work, collaborate. Any comments, any questions, gentlemen? Does it make sense? Yes, sir.
Now that we're all working on the same project,
Sit.
if he sinks it, will it affect mine?
No. I did it once in my life and it created chaos among the students. Believe me, I used to have teams of 2 and a guy went and screwed up the whole thing, loaded, deleted all the stuff that you did after he synchronized. So yeah, you could, you know, if you guys are working on the same project, you could, for example, make a mistake and delete all the power, synchronize to central, you lose all the power that you did. No, right now, you guys, your central file, the only one who can screw up is you and I. Am I making sense, guys? That central file between you and I. So, so either I screwed up or you screwed up. Huh? You could, yeah. If you're working on the project, you could go accidentally delete the power and synchronize the central file, and you lost the power work. Yeah, like everything else, guys. When you work collaboratively, you know, you have to know what you're doing. You're a professional. You know, could it happen where you go there and you delete power, and you know, you basically scrub 1 day of work? You could in a real life, but you're a professional. You don't touch things that you're not supposed to. But things could happen. Any comments, guys? Any questions about the layout J? Does it make sense? I can't emphasize model space, paper space, model space, paper space, symbols, and panels. These are very, very important, guys. Very important stuff. Um, yeah. You see that new technology? You can take snapshot on the stuff. Show you in a second here. So, so I took a snapshot on my screen. I can put it there for you. See that we do take snapshot on it. Okay. All right. So that's basically it, guys. In terms of that. So don't you love this smartphone? Now, how can you live without this? How can you do that one on the board or on the software like this? Gentlemen, you can see how I get excited about my smartphone. All right, so did you guys? Frog is eating me here. Okay, let's go to electrical. Let's go to the tabs first. Here's architectural. Here's your window, door, whatever. Structural. FYI only, architectural and structural, typically you don't need to do, but if you decided to model your house, that's where you do it. Yes. Systems, we are called systems, unfortunately. We're systems. So if you're looking for electrical stuff, where do you go, gentlemen? Systems. And are we mechanical equipment, plumbing? Thank you for reminding me. Are we electrical? Of course. The reason why I want to mention this, Tony, when you want to drop an air handling unit, where would you go? Look at your options. Your options are mechanical, plumbing, or electrical. Thank you, mechanical. That's, you're going to be, John, you're going to be asking me, say, Chad, I can't find the air handling unit under, I would say, where are you? Under electrical. Well, the mechanical air handling unit is not electrical, it's mechanical, gentlemen. Pumps, exhaust fans that you guys are going to be dropping. We typically don't do that, but we had to drop them because they're not in the project. They're all under mechanical. That's why we interface with the mechanical, gentlemen. Gary, my friend, all your mechanical equipment, when you're looking at them, you're going to go where? Under the mechanical equipment. That's why we interface. So, of course, most of our stuff is going to be under what? Electrical. Okay, under electrical, gentlemen. Here's your wire, here's your cable tray, conduit, parallel conduit, cable tray, conduit fittings. Here's your electrical equipment. Here's your devices, and here are all your lights. So let's just say we're going to go device, receptacle. Click on receptacle, will you? Oh, you guys are using, oh my, 2050. Is it different? Is it layout completely different? Oh. Already there. Okay. System, electrical is there. Did you go to devices? Did you guys go to device? Okay. When you go to device, gentlemen, do you guys see that you're holding a receptacle? Are you holding? Can you see that you're holding a receptacle? Yeah. Wherever you are, you're holding a receptacle. Can you guys see that in your hand? Now remember, Jay, if you want to get out of any function, what do you do the word? Skip. Skip. Always skip if you want to go out of anything. Okay, gentlemen, you are grabbing a receptacle. I want to bring to your attention to the property right here. To the property. Click on, can you guys see where it says duplicate receptacle right here? Do you see underneath it? Do you see GFCI? That's where you can change this receptacle from a standard duplex into GFCI. So let's go change it to GFCI. Grab GFCI right here. It should be under property. Under property. So, see it? Okay, got him? Gary, those guys have an advantage, and for three of you guys, in the summer, I walk in a few things. Is it? You put my properties like this?
Yeah, that's all mine.
Okay, all right. It's you can flip these at any time. By the way, you can move them aside. You can close them even if you don't like them, but don't do that. Now, yeah, I like to put the project at the top and the properties at the bottom. That's my preference. Okay, gentlemen, one more time. I'm going to go system, electrical, devices. I'm going to click on device here, duplex. Grab the did you guys grab a GFCI? And go drop a GFCI in that room. Did you guys drop a GFCI? Just click next to the wall. Can you guys see the closer Jay, you and Tony? When you're hovering here, it says you can't put the receptacle here. You have to put it in a wall. It's attached to a wall. Can you guys see how it adjusts itself to the wall? That's how Revit works. That's the family is looking. It's called a host. The family is looking for a host. So I can't drop this receptacle in the floor because this particular one is not meant to be in the wall. In the floor, it has to be in the wall.
Unless you put it in a door if you want.
Oh, or a door. A host is a door, yeah. Okay. Did you drop it? Yep. Drop on GFCI. Skip. If you want to skip, skip. Now, did you guys drop on GFCI, please? Yeah. You drop. Good point. Got it. Okay. If your property disappear, if your property, look, let's go disappear my property here. My property disappeared. First, I don't have drop property, right? Here's what you need to do. Go view. Everybody, view. Is yours completely different than mine, guys? Completely? Not quite. Okay, view. Everybody can see view. Do you see user interface? Do you see a user interface? On way to the right? Way to the right, user interface. Got him? Click on user interface, and do you see where it says system browser, or what in your case property? Yeah. You need project browser and property. Click on property and brings it back. Okay? You can drag it like this. You can put it like this. You guys can adjust it. It's a window. You can adjust them, drag them at the top and adjust them. Look at this, like this. So you can drag it and bring it at the bottom, see, and adjust them. This is just a view. They're windows. You can adjust them the way you want. Okay? Drag it and adjust it.
Well, I mean, you made one big one, and now you have to click on tab. There we go.
No,
Like, you have mine.
grab the tag and bring it out. Drag it there. You need a mouse, buddy. Drag it. Just get it right for a second. There you go. This one. If you property, just slightly put it right there. Where's your, is the other one?
Hold it straight here.
Drag it. There you go. Drag it off. Yep. There you go. Now it's two different ones. There you go. There you go. And I think this is, guys, in 2015, they allow you to put them in tabs. This is really cool. Okay, gentlemen.
Gentlemen, remember I'm recording here. Don't gossip about me, guys.
Oh, no, we're not having anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys click on the receptacle, it turns blue, right? And right under the property, you can see, if you look under the property, guys, you see it's, what's the elevation of this receptacle right now? 4 foot. You can change the elevation if you want to. This, you can change the elevation. If you guys expand the property, you can scroll down and it will tell you it's electrical, a lot of other things. The voltage, can you guys see where electrical data says 120 volt and 180 volt? Can you guys see that? Everybody can see that? So that's your property of your equipment. All right. Okay. Were you guys able to see a property of receptacle, drop a receptacle and see a property of receptacle? Everybody? Let me wait. Soak, my friend. Good. Okay. John and Jay, you guys are good? We're able to drop a receptacle, see the property? Okay. So these are, this interface, guys, is so important. Now, let me explain a few things for you, gentlemen. Where do we print from Revit? Sheets. Good. Where do we find the symbols in Revit? Families. Where do we find our schedules? Schedules. It's like, what color is the red rooster? Okay, where do we do all our work as electrical? Under which view? Discipline electrical. Okay, now do me a favor. We're going to go drill a little bit under the electrical discipline. Drill, and you're going to see the following under the electrical discipline. Do you see lighting and power? Okay, I'm going to talk about these. Drill under lighting and drill under power and minimize it. Okay, so under lighting, what do you see under lighting? Floor plan and ceiling. And under power, you see floor plan, 3D, and elevation. Okay? All right. Now, let's talk a little bit about these. Because this is the most confusing part. Now, do me a favor. When it says, when you are doing lighting, laying out your lights, are you going to be under view lighting or under view power? Lighting. These are views. Remember, here's a building, you're looking at a view. Floor plan is a floor plan. I need a floor plan for the light and a floor plan for the power. So if I'm doing power, see if I'm doing power, I'm going to go click on floor plan. I have two views. So do me a favor, go on the floor and double click on one power. Gentlemen, here's what you have done. When I created the central file, when you create the central file for you guys, they always ask you, which template do you want to use? Always. You guys haven't seen that because I've done it before you. When you create an electrical template, the guys who created Revit, they know electrical people do two things. They do power and lighting, right? And they do two things, these two things in two elevations. Either you do it in the ceiling, where we put our lighting fixture right above your head, or you put it above the floor in the wall, right? Where you put things in the wall, right? So if you are, here's how you go. If you're dropping things in the ceiling, where would you use the view ceiling? Look at the ceiling here. Anything that's in the ceiling, and you want to drop it, where would you, where should you be? In the view that says ceiling. So right here, write yourself a note. So this is where we drop all ceiling equipment. Example, lighting fixture. Can anybody give me another example of things that's in the ceiling? Occupancy sensor. Occupancy sensor. What else? Thank you. Fire alarm. Somebody said smoke detector. Smoke detector, horn, strobe in the ceiling. Anything that you drop in the ceiling, you must be in the ceiling. So otherwise, if you are in the floor and you drop a lighting fixture, guess where it's gonna attach it? On the floor. So I have students, guys, finish their work all the time, and they came. I said, look, let me look at the 3D. And you look at the 3D. By the way, I can look at all your 3Ds. When you go work, these are 3D. It's so important to drop it in the right location. Otherwise, you look like crazy. You drop your fixtures and you look at them in 3D and they're all sitting on the floor. That's not a big deal. You can always lift them, guys. You can offset them. But from the get-go, anything in the ceiling, where do we put it? In the ceiling. Okay, so that's where the ceiling is. How about floor? The two floors here. Here's a floor 1 and floor 2. Anything, so here's my floor. Is that my floor? So if you want to put things in the wall, like receptacle, if you want to put things in a wall, typically up to, I think they go up to 8 feet. From the floor up to 8 feet, you put them in, typically we don't put things in the floor, we put them in the wall. So when you see a floor, a plan, meaning anything in the wall up to typically 8 foot, you put them in the floor. What would that be? Receptacles, switches, right? So panels, thank you. So these are floor plan for floor plan lighting. For floor plan lighting, can you just tell me what would that be? How about switch? Switch. What else? Not lighting though. Oh, lighting. Ready? Lights. You could have that. You could have lights.
Emergency lights.
You could get emergency lights. Yeah, exit signs. Emergency exit. Wall lights. Let's call them wall lights. Yeah, because wall. Oops, not here. Wall lights. The lights in the wall, basically. These are the things that you put in the floor of the lighting. Let's go to the floor of a power. Can you just tell me floor of power? Receptacle. What else? Switches if they're related to the power, though. Typically, switches if you're switching if you're switching like a garbage disposal, then you put it in, then you put them in the power. But switches, if you're switching a receptacle, you put it in here. Yes, motor switches. Motor switches. What else, gentlemen? Controllers for motors. Controllers on the wall. Controllers. A low voltage. Yeah, data. Thermostat. Data. TV. All these will be in the wall. Am I making sense for these? Because if you understand this from the get-go, guys, your life is going to be very, very easy. Disconnects. Thank you. There's a disconnect. Disconnect. All these go in the floor of the power. Any comments, guys, about the floor of power versus the floor of lighting? Now, would it be wrong if you put the receptacle in the floor of the lighting? No, you will see, it will show up. But get organized from the get-go. Anything related to the lighting, put them on the lighting. Anything related to the power, put them on the power. Junction boxes, depending where the junction box is located. Is it ceiling? If you have a gearbox in the ceiling, where would you drop it? In the ceiling. If it's in the wall, then you go to the floor. If it's in the floor, then you go to the floor too. If the junction box is for light, you put it in the floor light. If the junction box is for power, you put it in the power. What if it's for both? Pick one. Typically, I pick power. Power. If it's in both, I always use power because power is dominant. So, any comments, guys? Any questions about that? Views. Now remember, views are model space. Different model spaces, though. They are a model space, but they're different model spaces. It makes you work easier. Like in CAD, it's only one model space. In Revit, there are views which is multi-space, but multiple of them. Because we're using 3D, we're looking at a 3D. So if we're in the ceiling, they give you a model space for the ceiling. If you're in the floor, they give you a model space for the floor because you're looking at the third dimension. Yes, sir. This is an, you can't scratch, it's like an auction, man. You raise your hand, you buy. Any comments, any questions, guys? Now, so that's basically it. The families have to be hosted. The second thing they have to understand about Revit is families are hostable. They're hostable or non-hostable. Things that need a host and things that does not need. Like you guys at Michelle, a lot of stuff they use non-hostable ones. They like them because you don't have to worry about where to drop them. So if you have a non-hostable receptacle, literally, and that's the scary thing. If you have a receptacle, they're non-hostable. You can have a receptacle floating up in the air right here. Like when you look at it in 3Ds, you can have a receptacle sitting right here up in the air. That's a remote receptacle. Hovering, you know. If it's a hostable ones, it wouldn't allow you to put it there. It would say if you guys, when you were trying to put the receptacle, right, this guy, and you tried here, it wouldn't allow you. It would, that circle says crazy, right? So you have to go to a wall to put it. And even if you want a floor receptacle, this is a receptacle, but this is a wall receptacle. So if you try to put a wall receptacle in a floor, it wouldn't allow you. You have to have a floor receptacle to put it in the floor. Unless it's non-hostable. If it's non-hostable, like I said, we can put it anywhere you want. So the ones that we use are hostable. Any comments, guys? Any questions about these views? Everybody understand the views? Let me take a snapshot of this. Okay. There you go. So that's basically, I'm taking a snapshot of these guys. I'll put them on the network too for you. Why scratches. So gentlemen, let's go drill one more time. I'm going to go into, yeah, this is, there you go. Yeah, if you can, if it gets screwed up like this. Okay, so here's floor one. What I do with you, not today. When we start doing the design, guys, guess what I'm going to be doing? I'll make a floor, power floor for the power and one for the low voltage. So because I want to separate them in different sheets. So I will have under floor here, I'll make one is floor one, two is floor, another floor if you have a two-story building. Another thing that they do in these guys, this is a one-story building. What happens if you have multiple story buildings? Then you will see floor one power, two power, three power, four power, and they sit them, the first power to look at floor one, the second power to look at floor two, floor three, floor four, and so forth. One more time. When you have a multiple story building, which you will, these ceilings and floors and all this stuff, that good stuff that you guys have right in here, it becomes floor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and same thing for ceiling. Ceiling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have to set these up. In our case, this isn't easy project yet. So because one-story buildings, we have one floor, one ceiling. Done. We really have one floor, one ceiling. Next project, we're going to have 2 floors and 2 ceilings. What's going to happen if you want something in ceiling 2 and you put the ceiling 1, well, guess what? It's not going to show up in ceiling 2. So you have to know which ceiling you're dealing with. This project is easy, like I said, so you don't have to worry about it. So be aware that you will have under floor plan, you will have multiple floors in some projects and multiple ceilings. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to go drill, guys, a little bit. Here's my power 1, power 2. Power 2, look what, if you drill in power 2, do you guys see do you see the same view? Do you guys see it? Okay, do you see it though? This is the roof. This is the roof. So let me show you So if you go to power 1, it's defaulted to, and I'm going to show you what the defaulting is in a second.
What's being displayed when you're clicking on power one? Like, I'm noticing a difference.
Right here. Oh, you don't see the notice. When you do power 1, it shows power 1. Let me show you. If you look at the property right here, I'm going to expand my property here. You know what? I'm going to put the property at the top. Maybe it's a better way. Okay, so minimize this. We're in floor 1, right? Remind you guys, floor 1, right? Everybody, I would like you to go to the property and go all the way down to okay, are you guys there? Do you see where it says view range? Look at the view range, right? Everybody can see under property. Go drill down all the way to see a view range. Okay? Now remind you, we are in floor 1 power. Click on edit view range. Edit view range. Can you guys see that? Okay. This is what the view that you're looking at. Look what happened. It says the cut plane level 1. So what it says, and so this view is looking at the following. The way I understand it. Here's my floor. Oops. Okay, here's my floor. I'm going to cut it at right here at what? 4 feet. So when you pick, it's set to cut at 4 feet. So take this rule and cut it at 4 feet and look at it. This is what you see. You see all this stuff. So it's sitting here at 4 feet. The bottom is set as 0, 0. Associated, the depth of the bottom right now is sitting at 0. So it will not be able to see. It wouldn't be able to see. This is the below the floor. It wouldn't be able to see below the floor. It's set at 0. Can you guys see that? Sitting at 0. Level and the top is sitting at level 2. Level 2, level number 2, which is typically the ceiling. So long story short, gentlemen, the way this view is set, it allows you to see anything in this area. The way I understand it. Here's your bottom at 0. Here's my bottom. Associated level 1 is set as 0. You're cutting it at 4. You can see up to level 2, which is typically the ceiling, and you cannot see anything below when it says view depth associated level 1, and you cannot see anything below the floor. So meaning this is the stuff that you can see. Anything you put in the wall, basically, from 0 here, we're cutting at 4, from 0 here all the way up to the level 2, which is the ceiling. Anything in that wall will be shown in this view. If you go below or above, will you see it? No. Can you change this? Yes. You can adjust these numbers, and for the time being, I wouldn't mess with it, guys. I already set them up. We might change them slightly, but we'll leave these numbers as is. But I can change any of these. So that's what the view is. It's already set. So keep this in mind. Let's go look at the lighting view. Can you guys see? I want to remind you, 0, 0, 4, 0. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the lighting view. Okay, let's go under lighting. Go up to lighting. Let's go lighting ceiling, shall you? Lighting, ceiling, and one ceiling, electrical. Okay, one ceiling, electrical. Everybody that went there, one ceiling, ceiling plan, electrical, ceiling, electrical, and go to property. Go to view range. Oops, is it set the same? No, it's set at level 1, level 2. Am I in the right ceiling view? Okay. Still set the same under that view. Okay, so I might have to adjust that one. This is the range. So look at that. That was level. So this is cutting at associate plan 1 all the way the same setup. Lighting, floor plan. This should be the same. This should be the same. This should typically give you the height. Ceiling 2. Oh, ceiling 2 range. Look at ceiling 2, guys. If you go to ceiling 2, do you see it's offsetted to 32 foot and there? So can you guys see the offset here, bottom offsetted 4? This is how you adjust it to get you the ceiling. Ceiling 1, a view, and we might have to work on that one. So if I want to go, don't do that one. I want to go change this one to 10 feet. You see what I did? I said the cut plane at 10 feet and apply. It wouldn't allow you to go higher than that. This is cut plane 10 feet. Go for. Okay. Okay, let's go to 9. Maybe the ceiling is. Okay, put 9. If you look at 9, guys, I change it to 9. Do you see how the view changes? When you move the cut, meaning instead of cutting the building at 4, go all the way up to 9 and cut. So you don't see anything basically below that. Yeah, so your receptacles are completely done now. So here's what the view that you can see. Anyway, so these views, guys, will help you as you drop your fixtures and what's not to adjust them. So for the time being, well, when we go to the setup, just be aware that these views are adjustable and they can help you do the receptacles and what's not. Clean that one, clean that one. Any comments, guys, about these? And we will be adjusting them as we go to setup before I move into, there you go. Okay. So any question, guys, about the views? Yes, no? Cool. When you'll see, and it's much easier when you start working with them. 3D. Let's go to the Power 3D. Can you guys see floor plan Power 3D? Click on 3D view. This is how the building is going to look like in 3D. Can you guys see that? Everybody can see that? Okay. So here's how your building is going to be looking in 3D. You can zoom into it. You can adjust. If you look at the elevation right underneath 3D, can you guys see you can move around there? By the way, if you pick it up, it becomes blue. Make sure you hit escape. Hit escape. Hit escape. Okay. Right underneath it, go to the elevation, please. Elevation. Click on east elevation. That's how the building is going to look. That not just the building, the whole site is going to look from where are we here? From the east. If you look from the north, that's how it's going to look from the north. Nothing in this view. If you look at the south, and these will be set by architects, guys. Here's how it's going to look from the south, and this is how it's going to look from the west. Can you guys see that? Everybody can see that? The views they're looking at. And these are adjustable views. So what do we do with the 3D and the elevation? This is just FYI only. We don't do a whole lot in the views in the 3D. We just look at them. All our work is going to be under power, floor, and power ceiling. I want to do one thing, guys, about the ceiling here. Back to the ceiling. When it comes to the ceiling, here's my ceiling. So when I drop my fixture, guys, I put my fixture right here in the ceiling view, right? When you drop your fixtures, when we do set up for this project, we'll put them in the ceiling view. Now we drop them. Now I'm going to put my receptacles, my switches. Which view are you going to go to put your switches? Switches. 4, thank you. For switches, you're going to go look at view, make sure you click here, and you're going to put your switches right here. And all the switches, they will be right here. Okay, so does that make sense? How about tagging? When I want to tag it, add a tag to it. Where would you go? Floor, ceiling?
What are you tagging?
Tagging the fixtures. Wrong. Tagging, all tagging happen where? On the floor. Tags, all tags are in the floor. Tags on the floor. Printing. When you print, which view are you going to print? The ceiling or the floor? Yeah, I know, but you need to bring a view into the sheet. When you print floors. When you print the view from the floor. I know you're going to go to the sheets. That's what you print. But in the sheet, you have to drop a view. Which view are you going to drop? When you print, you always drop the floors, ceiling or power, lighting or power. When we tag, so this is fixture, say A fixture, switch, circuit 1 and switch A, little a. This is fixture A, circuit breaker 1 and switch A. And here's the A switch, a circuit.
So if you drop it in the ceiling, it'll show up on the lighting floor?
Yes. Yes. But why don't you drop it in the floor, lighting floor to start with? Because if you drop it there, it shows in the floor. The only reason why you go to lighting ceiling is just to make sure the elevation is right. Then you switch into the floor to finish. Floor. Not in the floor, in the floor view.
Floor, yeah.
Yeah.
Tag view. Floor.
Yep. It's easier when you start throwing them, guys. Now, when you do the sheets, I'm going to go down all the way to the sheets here. Here's my sheets. Now, when I do sheets, guys, right here, my sheets, let me erase this. I'm going to go sheets, and I want to do the view. Let's go to view power lighting. Here you go, and I want to go to sheets. Okay. Now do me a favor, and I don't expect you to remember all this, guys. It's just a quick review. When we do the sheets right here, this is where we see E1, E2, E3, all the way, right? Now you have an E that looks like this, 22 by 34 inches. A sheet 22 by 34, you're looking at, these are a little bit bigger than that. This is 22 by 17, I believe. So when they say sheets, the first thing you need to do is go grab a sheet like this. I'll show you how to do that. When you grab a sheet and you put it there, when you print it, what do you print? Blank piece of paper. A sheet by itself is just a blank piece of paper. So you need to drop a view in it. And I guess get you to remember the word inside the sheet, we're going to drop a view. Okay, so right inside the sheet, here's the view. And which view do we drop? We drop lighting, floor, or power, floor. Depending on, is it going to be lighting, sheet for lighting, or sheet for power, or sheet for low voltage? One more time, guys. So you grab this view here, all this, and you drop it into the sheet. And you're going to see how it's easier said than done. Easier done than said, actually. Very easy to do it. That's called the view. By the way, the same thing in CAD. In CAD, they call it viewport. You're going to hear me when we go next week on CAD. We're going to create a viewport. Well, the viewport is, this is the viewport. In Revit, it's a view, you drop it in a sheet. In CAD, it's a viewport, it drop it in a sheet. Same thing. You can see whoever done them the same, they were copying each other ideas. The only thing is a 3D component. Does it make sense, guys? So we got that one. We got our sheets and the E is it what's not. go load the family. So we drop, now we dropped a receptacle. Let's go find something, and drop it, load the family. Okay. Before, say, oops, do me a favor. Let's go back, make sure you're set at, let's go back to power and floor. We're in power floor. Could you please go to power floor? So we're always under electrical, always under electrical. I don't want to do anything with the lighting. I just want to go power, floor, floor 1. Everybody's there? Cool. Suppose, gentlemen, type properties, okay. Suppose I want to go load a family, right? Load is always insert. Everything you want to bring to Revit is insert. Can I get you guys to understand that one? If you want to link a file, CAD or Revit, or bring a family, it's always insert. If you want to put your picture in your folder, in the Revit, insert. Insert the picture, insert the file, CAD, insert the Revit file, insert, anything is insert. When you go insert, do you guys see where it says link file? That's how you link the architectural file. Do we need to link the architectural file, gentlemen? No. Why? Because your friend Chad have already done that for you. If you don't have the architectural file and you need to go grab it, don't do that one. Don't do this step with me, please. You go link Revit. It asks you, do you want to save and synchronize save? Synchronize with Central. I'm synchronizing with Central. Always when you try to bring something, will ask you synchronize Central. Okay. Takes a second to synchronize on the network. But that's how you bring the architectural file, link. Anybody knows what link equivalent to in CAD? Extra. You will hear me too, and then I simultaneously working on it, guys. Extra is link. Link is extra. Okay. All right, cook, will ya? All right, now it opens a folder for you. It says, which Revit file do you want to link, right? Now, remember, it took me back all the way to my team folder. Can you guys see? Here's team 11 CSK. That's me. It will take you always back to wherever you were. For you guys, it will default you to your my document. Then say you will default it to my documents here. That's where it defaults you. Then you need to go to desktop and ECDM. You're going to go to the folders. You basically go to your folder. Oops, here you go. That's where this is familiar. I'm going to go to my team folder. That's what I did for all of you guys, so you know. I'm going to the commercial project because we're going to work a commercial. And I'm going to go to design drawing and find the architectural file. And do you see now why I put it under ARC? So I don't go to E. Would you link the electrical file to electrical file? No. You're going to link the architectural file. And gentlemen, you click on that boy. I don't want to do it. I already linked. And you hit open, and that will link that architectural file to your electrical file. Does it make sense? We already did that, so please don't do that. So if I didn't do that one for you, I did it for 2 of you, I think, the ones who weren't working. That's how you link. Okay, so I insert. Now, the second insert I would like you guys to do, what if I want to insert a CAD file into Revit? Can I insert a CAD file into Revit? Yeah, no problem. Okay, you can do this with me. Go insert link CAD file. Can you guys see where it says linked? Either you can link CAD file or you can import CAD. You have 2 ways of doing it in CAD. What's the difference? When you link, you cannot edit what you bring. When you import, you can edit what you bring. That's the difference between importing. If I import it, it becomes part of Revit and I can delete, edit, do whatever I do. If I link it, it becomes a background. Am I clear about this? For the CAD stuff that you guys are going to do with me, I typically use import CAD because we need to edit it. So import CAD. Don't do anything, just import CAD. When you go there, you basically go find the CAD file and import it. So I don't have any CAD file here. So if I want to go import the CAD file, here's my CAD files. Click on CAD files here. And say I want to bring the XREF Revit here. And if I click, it will import it directly into this project. I don't want you guys to do that. Did you do it?
Yeah, I thought we
Okay,
were gonna-
not a big deal. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's not a big deal. Import it. Let's go import it. Import it. Let's do that. We will be doing it. We can delete it too. Let's go import that CAD file. So importing a CAD file into Revit. Now remember, CAD file is 2Ds. It's going to come into the 3D. It might be offsetted. Okay, if it's offsetted, we have to move it. I'll show you. Okay, gentlemen, here's what, here's where it dropped there. Can you guys see where it dropped there? So we click on that, make it blue until you see that cross and drag it. Can you guys see? Drag it and overlap it with your model. Can you guys see that? It drops it slightly different, so you can bring it here and overlap it with your building. And then you can zoom. Now you have a CAD file sitting right at the top of your building. You can adjust it. Why this is important, guys? Anybody can tell me when would we need to do this? When we do our lighting calculation. When we do light, we lay out our fixtures. We import them, export them to CAD. Now I have all my fixtures sitting exactly where they should be. But I'm not working in CAD, I'm working Revit. You import them to Revit. Now you have the blueprints of all your lighting fixtures in Revit. Again, we're going to be doing that. Go ahead, guys, while it's blue and hit delete. It will delete it. Because I don't want you to do it now and mix up that project. But that's how you bring a CAD file. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. If you want to delete something, it's blue. Okay. So this is how you import now. Import images. What is that? GPS. Where is that images? There's some image right here. If you guys want to import an image to Revit, where do you go? Import image. Right? Easy. Jay and John, do you guys know how to import an image? Right next to it, it says import images. Is it? Yeah, same thing. Okay, so that's the import. I would like you guys insert load family. Do you guys see where load family is? That's how you bring a family that's not in your system. Click load family, will you? Click on load family. It will default you to this library, Imperial Library, which is sitting on your computer. Can you guys see that? Everybody can see that? All right. And then I will stop at noon, guys. So I see you dozing a little bit here. So Imperial Library. This is the library that comes with the software. I want to remind you guys. Now here's the library. So look at the library. There's annotation all the way down to Windows. If you want to, who hit the door, right? It says no family. Here's your Windows or a window or something. You can load a window here. Here's all the windows that you have. Now remember, we're not loading windows here. If you want electrical equipment, hit electrical. Okay. Architectural. Information and communication. And here's an outlet communication. So this is where you have to drill. MEP. Go to MEP. Go back to, here's where you can go, okay, back, right? Up one level. MEP. Electrical power. Let's say distribution. And here's all the panels and the switches and what's not. Now remember, I would like you guys to start with, not here, with the families I put on a network, because I organize them slightly easier. So, we don't want to load anything from here, but though we can load things from here too. So do me a favor, go to desktop, click on desktop here. Okay? Go to ECDM, to the shortcut ECDM. Do you have it? That will default you to here. You guys are defaulted here, right? Anybody remember where the families were? Right, under instructor. Under instructor, gentlemen. Do you see where it says Revit families? Under the instructor, here's the path for you. Fall through spring 2014-15, instructor folder. Go to Revit families. Okay, when you go here, what family do you want to load? Okay, let's say I would like to go to the mechanical equipment. Can you guys see mechanical equipment? Click on mechanical equipment. Okay, I would like to, do you see what it says air handling unit Dunwoody? Do you see that one? I would like to go load my air handling unit Dunwoody. That's the one that I'm going to be dropping. So click on it. You can, by the way, you can group select. Do you know how to go group select? Shift. You can group select them. It takes a while, but for the time being, please select the only one select. Air handling unit DCT Dunwoody. Did you guys click on that one? And open. That will load this family into your project, gentlemen. You can load one family at a time, Jay, or you can group all of them and load them at the same time. By hit and hold the shift button and pick the first one, pick the last one, it group select them, and it jump them into your project. Okay, it's loaded. So this is how we load the family. Everybody understand, guys? Load family from here. Okay, now, if you guys want to look at that family, if you look, scroll down all the way to the families, all the way down to families, see if it's there. And it was mechanical, right? So go all the way to the mechanical, see if it's there. Here's my mechanical. And do you see it? Which ton are you going to be using? Your friend Chad will be giving you as we get closer. Here's all the 5 tons, 4 tons, depending upon the size. That's your mechanical. Now, gentlemen, can you load all the electrical equipment the same way? Absolutely. Okay, so we have load families. Do me a favor, are you guys there? Do you see where your mechanical equipment is? Let's go drop the mechanical equipment. I'm going to go drop it. So here's how you drop it. There are 2 ways of dropping the equipment. 2 ways. 2 ways. Either you go find the under family. Look at that. You drill right now under families. See where I am right here? Here's family. Go all the way down to where the equipment is. Okay? And hold. I'm going to do the 4 tons just because Gary said that. So hold, click and hold it. See what I mean? And drop it where you want it. Drop it. I'm holding it and I'm going to dropping it right here. What did you guys get? Drop it. Yep. Read what says. None of the created elements are visible in the floor plan. Okay? What does that mean? It means they have been turned off. The mechanical equipment are turned off because we turn them off. Okay, let's go turn them on. Click X out of it. Okay, and hit escape. And let's go turn them off. On. Do you see? Sometimes you drop an equipment and say you can't see it. Why? Because of what turns off. Do you guys remember the layers that we had in CAD? Remember how we're turning, and you guys will learn that one. When we turn them on and off, that layer has been turned off. Okay, VV. You talked about VV. VV, visual graphics. Visual graphics. So hit VV. Type VV twice. V and V. Okay. Hit the letter V twice. VV, type VV, VV, okay? What VV is visual graphics. This is, do you guys remember, you will remember the layers in CAD. These are the layers in CAD, basically. Okay, now do me a favor. This is where you can make things show up or disappear in any view. Remember, Tony, this is view per view. So let me ask you this. guys have to remind me of your name. What's Patrick? So Patrick, if I am in the ceiling and I VV things in the floor, would it affect the ceiling? Typically not. It VVs things in the same view. So if you're in the floor power and you VV things in the floor power, in a lighting floor, it wouldn't see it. It's the same view. I like the word view. So right now I'm VVing, look what I'm VVing. I'm VVing a floor plan 1 power. Can you guys see at the top? Right? Okay, so be aware, you VV a view, it wouldn't affect the other views. All right, so look what happened here, visibility. All these are seen here. I want to go to mechanical equipment that's turned off. They're alphabetically, and click on the mechanical equipment. Did you guys click that? Gary, did it work for you? Now, if you don't want, so this is how you make things show up or disappear. So for example, what if I don't want the electrical equipment to show up? You unclick it. Please don't do that. Okay. What if, here's another thing. What if the doors, I don't want to see the doors. The gentleman who was sitting in the bathroom doing his business, right? What if you don't want to see him, right? Do you remember that? Or the cars, or all this stuff that you see, you can turn them off. Anything from here you can turn off. Ceiling, what if you don't want to see the ceiling? You unclick the ceiling. Not just the electrical. You can choose to turn things off from the whole model, not just the electrical, okay? I would suggest to leave the model alone for the time being until you get familiar with it. Then you start turning things, and I don't like these cars. You guys were talking about the cars. I have students say, I don't want to see them in the parking lot, so we can turn them off. No problem. Okay? All right, gentlemen, when you click on mechanical, hit OK, and that will load it. Do you guys now see the air handling unit dropped? If you drop the air handling unit, do you see it disappear, showed up? Okay. Jay, did it work for you and John? You can drag, I put it in the corner, but oh, you can go drop it. If you want to go to mechanical equipment, it should show up. Yes, sir.
Central model was saved in a different version of Revit to be okay. Close that one. And you know what we did for everybody? And that's because of the full version. I will go create a central file for you according to save as project. And we'll make a central file and we'll save the project there. So when you come here, see this is what see that the one says get the central file. Okay. This is your central file. No matter what, if you haven't done it, and save it.
That's what you did.
I did something that took it away again.
Took it away?
Yeah. And then I was trying to do it, but I couldn't remember exactly. So this isn't the electrical one yet.
Yeah, the link is
Disappeared when you went through the link, so I like unlinked it and tried linking it again.
there's already
Yeah, like
the drone mode and field file are working the same so they will be on central file here, yeah. No, not the architecture. Let me see. Open. Override existing, yeah.
You notice Polly moved her desk to the side of the room?
Oh, did she?
She said she could hear, that's because she could hear people inside the bathroom.
Well, that's terrible. That's the girl's bathroom.
No, that's the guy's bathroom.
Oh, yeah, because never mind.
She said she could hear everybody in there.
Remember how lost we were like the first week of college class? I was like, huh? Stuffing so much stuff on your phone, like.
That's what they said.
Okay. Let me just put myself in hold here.
Really?